All right, also new tonight here on The Current, two women started something in June 2020 that's continued every Saturday for 6 years. I'm joined now by Caryn Unsicker and Glenda Guster, co-founders of the PAC-G Weekly Racial Equality Rally. Thank you so much for both being here.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And, take us back to June 2020. What conversations led you guys to organize that very first rally?
Well, about when George Floyd was murdered, it just made me sick that I knew every single hour, every day the news coverage was on. And then I knew, understandably, you guys would have to move on after a week or two. And I called my friend Glenda and I said, Glenda, this is going to die down. And I'm just sick. I was sick ever since Trayvon Martin was killed years before that he was a kid. And the guy that killed him, Zimmerman, got off scot-free. And I never did anything then because I was just busy and I guess I didn't do it. But this time I thought, no, we're going to keep this going. And I called Glenda and see if she wanted to do a rally, an indefinite rally. And she said yes. And that's how we started. We went out there and then we got some of our friends from Progressive Action for the Common Good and others. And we just want to keep the conversation going. And nowadays especially, it's so sad. It seems like we've gone backwards. Just a week or two ago, one of the two major political parties had a moment of silence for Derek Chauvin, the guy that murdered George Floyd. What does that say to our country? To me, we're dedicated. We're dedicated because we believe in this. And most people in our country, 90% of the cars that go by and honk give a thumbs up or honk, and there's always one or two that all lives matter. Well, of course all lives matter. White lives have always mattered. But we get a good response, and that's what keeps us going, I think, too, is most people want to have racial equality in this country, and there's a few who are just making us go backwards, and even the Supreme Court. So that's, I don't know, what do you got to chip in?
Well, and when Caryn asked about this, she said, I'm an older white woman. I said, Caryn, this is what we need. We need everybody to stand for equality. It doesn't matter, and I think about the civil rights movement and all the other stuff that went on back in the 60s. It took everybody. It just wasn't blacks, it was whites, Catholics. It was just everybody that got together and knew we had to have a change. So that's how I feel each Saturday we stand over there. I'm so proud that she wanted to do it because, like I always say, if I would have been over there with many blacks, they would say, oh boy, here we go again. They already got a holiday, so it took somebody like her and other ladies that we go over there and we stand. And I think it's a little safer with everything that's going on, that it's just not people who look like me, but it's people who look like Caryn and other people that come out to the rally. So I'm very thankful that she decided that we need to do this.
Yeah.
So
I'm thankful she decided to come along and do.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're grateful. We've got a small core group that comes about every week, and then now more people have been coming lately. People from the local Indivisible and some independent people, and just everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome who would like to stand up for racial equality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, what's the atmosphere like at these rallies, would you say?
Very casual. We're very welcoming, and we have extra signs, and people laugh and talk and just visit. We have a good time, yeah.
And like she said, most of it is very good response from people. They honk, they get a thumbs up, but then, we have a few that, and one time I had my two grandkids, and they was like, Grandma, that man, he did this. And I said, well, that's all right. And he said, but we like the ones who give us the thumbs up. So I said, yep, those are the ones we love. So, and I bring them sometimes. She has Sammy, her dog, and sometimes I bring my 2 grandkids, and they just enjoy. They with the flag and run up and down. So.
And if people want, if people want to join us, it's noon to 12:30 every Saturday. And we have missed about 3 Saturdays in 6 years. One, I think maybe this last winter for an ice, it was so icy, I was headed out there. None of us were sure. We communicate by text. And I started going off the road on John Deere Road, and Route 5, I said no. I texted everybody and said no, we're not doing this. So, but we have extra signs, and we and some people come for 15 minutes and then they got to leave. Some come every other week or when they can. It's real informal. So anybody who wants to join us is welcome any Saturday.
Yes. Rain, sleet, unless it's thundering.
or lightning.
Lightning.
Yeah.
We're there.
We're troopers.
We're there.
That was actually going to be, another question that I have for you guys. How do you keep going despite, considering it's a year-round event, especially during the winter months? How do you keep going?
We just put on our gloves and mittens and long underwear
and we
just go out there. Yeah, we don't care. Me and Glenda especially, but a lot of them too. They're troopers. They come and bundle up and go. It's the ice, like I said, or the lightning in the summer. We want to be safe.
Yeah.
We don't want to have anybody hurt. But we just go.
And I think we do it. We keep pushing on because we standing for equality.
Thank you.
And a lot of times stuff die down. We want that conversation to continue to go. So that's why we get out there.
And racism doesn't stop because it's cold outside.
No. So we're there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you both very much for making the time for us today. We really appreciate you guys coming in.
Thanks for helping us get the word out.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And if you want to share this story, you can find our online version up on our website at WQAD.com under the As Seen on TV tab at the top of the homepage.